everybody. Matt Ayers, Director of PR and Communications here at Poinciana Medical Center. Glad we could be a part of this Business Expo. Just going to provide some updates around the facility, kind of what we're featuring, and just kind of our high points. So I put together this PowerPoint presentation. So off we go. First slide here. This is one of our big initiatives. It's called our 4 Pillars of Enhanced Safety, and these highlights the measures we have in place as far as ensuring the safety of our patients, the community, and our staff as folks visit the hospital. So I'm going to touch on each of these 4 things briefly. The first pillar is access control. So we have limited our entry points in the facility. We have an entry for our physicians and our staff in the back of the building, and then we also have another entry point for our patients and patient guests, because side note, we are now allowing each patient now can have 1 visitor. Non-COVID patients can have 1 visitor. So but access control, we have a screeners up front. They take your temperature, they ask you screening questions related to COVID-19, so everyone gets that to ensure the safety of the facility. Of course, safe distancing, we all know that. So where we can, we maintain social distance throughout the facility. You'll see our cafeteria very spaced out, our waiting room very spaced out. Measures like that, just to again make sure that's safe distancing. Infection prevention, that's a big one. We have a universal masking policy here at Poinciana. Normally, if I'm out in the hallways, I'm wearing my mask. But for this presentation, I'm in the comfort of my office. So no mask for me at the moment, but each time a guest, a patient, a staff member, physician, etc., we're all wearing masks around the facility. Our awesome environmental services team, they are doing deep cleanings regularly around the building, just to make sure everything's clean, make sure everything's safe. And then this is one of my favorite ones here, our designated care paths. So if we have a ER patient, we basically have a route for a potential COVID patient to enter our ER, and then we also have for the non-COVID patients. So we kind of have separate entry points. And then also for our staff, if a staff member is caring for assigned to a COVID patient or COVID patients, that's their only designation. So we don't have a staff member caring for a COVID patient and then not caring for a COVID patient. So basically just keep everything as safe and orderly as possible regarding that. So anyway, that's our 4 pillars of enhanced safety here for you today for a healthier tomorrow. Next slide, we have this is HCA Healthcare, our parent company, which again, they've been great throughout this whole process. That's one of the great things about being under HCA Healthcare is we have a larger entity of 185 hospitals around the country. So so as far as your PPE equipment, your needs, we have the ability to, through our supply chains, like, hey, it looks like this area this is a hot spot. This area is not so much of a hot spot, so we can then transfer these supplies to this facility. So great to have HCA Healthcare as our parent company. So along that said, we got this campaign, spread knowledge, save lives. So that's one thing I think we all could do as a community to help contain the spread of COVID-19. Simple things, wearing a mask, of course, keep our social distance when we're out and about, and of course, washing your hands. Very, simple, but just everyday things that go such a long way with preventing the spread of COVID-19. And then also heads up along with that as things start to, alter a little bit. Whenever we had our peak of COVID-19 in July, we temporarily suspended our outpatient lab, but now happy to announce that we are bringing our outpatient lab hours. We are doing kind of a slow rollout. So effective September 1st, next week, our outpatient laboratory will be open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you see a primary care physician and for your routine exam, like, hey, you got time to get your yearly blood work done. That's me once every year, but just know you can get your blood work done here at Poinciana Medical Center with a physician order. And hopefully, as things continue to progress here, our goal is to eventually expand these days even more. But right now, we're kind of going a soft rollout here, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our outpatient lab. And then this is a really cool initiative. Again, HCA Healthcare, our parent company. We have an uninsured advisor patient hotline. So if you might have any family members or any community members that have been affected by COVID-19, I know unfortunately folks have been furloughed, laid off. They might have questions about how can they then now obtain health insurance, since they don't have an employer. Of course, you might not have an employer. We have this toll-free number here, 541-5757. And on that line, we have folks that can just assist you in making sure you can continue to get health insurance as you transition. And I think, yeah, that's it. I had one more. We have our outpatient procedures. We did temporarily suspend that again back during the surge, but now we have those are also up and running again. Well, so again, thank you. Glad to be a part of this. We love our community. They've been fantastic throughout this whole thing. We're here for Poinciana. We're here for everybody. And, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time. Thank you.